Valley voters, you went to the polls yesterday and made a decision about your money, your kids, schools as well. More than 30 districts asked for more funding. Some got that money from you, especially for new school buildings. But a lot of districts asking for money to spend on school programs were told no. Now, these override elections are the result of districts trying to make up for millions in cuts from the state. Many districts are dealing with deeper cuts as more parents pull their kids out of the neighborhood school in favor of a charter school. In fact, Arizona has 535 charter schools, adding more than 10,000 new students in the last year, and that makes our state one of the fastest growing charter programs in the country. ABC 15's Navita Fergani's in the newsroom. And Navita, charter schools don't have the option to go to voters for more money in these cases.
And that's exactly right, Katie. Like public schools, charter schools get their money from the state, but they can't supplement their budget with overrides and bonds. So they operate on a pretty lean budget, but parents who support these charter schools say it's not really about how much money, but how that money is spent that makes a difference.
Next to family and God, academics is the #1 thing.
So for Rihanna Loera, finding the perfect school for her son Ricky was critical.
He lost his father 4 years ago. Without, I think, that leadership that they learned here, I don't think they would have been able to get through that loss.
He used a -3.
Leadership found inside the classrooms at Espiritu Community Development Corporations, one of the only A-rated schools in South Phoenix.
We've developed our own servant leadership program where it's we try to form, not just focus on the kids academically, it's trying to form them in all aspects, in body, mind, and spirit.
But leadership isn't its only strength.
Everybody's special. You know, nobody's just like a number.
Teachers pushing children to reach their full potential.
Because of the individualized attention, he is succeeding now.
But despite that proof of success, some lawmakers want to see charter schools held to a higher standard.
So focusing in on some real accountability.
Democratic Congressman Raul Grijalva is making a part of his mission this legislative session to create tougher standards for charter schools.
So it has some uniformity in the certification process, have some uniformity in the accountability process. Those are tax dollars.
But Executive Director Adrian Ruiz says in Arizona, charter schools have to comply to the same state and federal standards as district schools, and all of their records are public.
We're still held to very, very high standards, and charter schools have responded to that charge and are meeting those standards.
Standards that might not matter to Ricky just yet, but they do to his mom.
I know for a fact that my kids are being prepared for a bright future.
And I pressed Congressman Grijalva for details on this new plan and these new regulations for charter schools. He couldn't give me any specific details, but he hopes to have bipartisan legislation drafted by January.
Such a time of big change in our schools, no matter what parents choose for their kids. Thanks, Navita.